Hi folks, it's Andy. Welcome to this episode of Kendo Video Feedback. In this series of videos, basically, I take footage that you wonderful channel viewers have sent in to me. I watch it, give you feedback, and hopefully everybody learns something. We're going to jump to it in just a second, but before we do, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below using the word Kendo. If you do all these things, the wonderful robot ninjas from YouTube go out and find people who are about to start Kendo, and we grow the Kendo population, all right? So you need to write the word Kendo in your comments, all right? Something like, wow, this is the best Kendo channel I've ever seen. Something like that, all right? More importantly than that, though, if you like this video, if you like the videos that I put out, whether it's these videos, the question answer videos, in Kendo Rant, the analysis videos, did one of the All Japan Championships the other day, instructional videos, did one just the other day of Subudi, got more of those coming as well. Why don't you leave me a comment? Let me know what you'd like me to do in instructional videos next. All these things come in completely free of charge, all right? No memberships, no paying for subtitles, nothing like that. You support the channel, and here's the great thing about it, it's a real win-win. All you have to do is shop at KendoStar.com. Now, KendoStar is the best Kendo equipment website in the history and future of the human race, galaxy, everything, okay? It's the best ever. Now, of course, I would say that because I own the place, but everyone agrees with me, all right? KendoStar is the best, all right? You get the best equipment, best service. You're going to shop with us anyway, all right? So if you don't want to buy twice, buy right the first time round and shop at KendoStar.com. Okay, right. We've got two submissions to look at today. I know there's a few more of you have sent submissions in. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done one of these. So I know I've got a little bit of a backlog of these submissions now, but I promise I will get to them. So if I don't get to your video today, it will be coming in the coming weeks, all right? And if anyone else out there would like to submit the video, all you've got to do, upload it to YouTube is the best way. Set it to public or unlisted. I don't mind which, just don't set it to private because I won't be able to see if it's private. And then send me the link by email, mail@kendostar.com. You just need to give me a bit of information about what it is I'm looking at. Tell me what kind of thing I'm watching and which side of the screen that you're on is super helpful as well. So first, we're looking at a grading video. This says, I've linked 2 videos of my Kendo test for 4th Dan this past weekend. Thank you so much for your help and feedback. Your show has helped me tremendously in understanding and training in Kendo. I appreciate your pointers and advice you have for me. Once your feedback episodes release, I'll make a purchase from KendoStar. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, great. You're on the right side of the screen. What you haven't mentioned, which is not a huge problem, but you haven't told me if you were successful or not in the test. So hopefully you are. Let's have a look. All right, I'm going to kind of assume that you were successful. So what we'll do is we'll talk about, I mean, to be fair, the criteria for 4th Dan and 5th Dan are pretty similar anyway. All right, so whatever advice I give you in this, it's going to be relevant to anybody that's going for 4th Dan, and it's going to be relevant to you whether you were successful in this test and are now looking towards 5th Dan, or whether you need to try this test again. All right, so don't worry too much. So you're on the right hand side of the screen, that's over here. Let's have a look. Let's get started on this. Right, let's just have a look at this thing. Okay, so first thing I'm going to say, right, is if you find yourself in this position, now I don't know because I didn't see what happened before this, right? But you know how you're supposed to bow, Taito, and then 3 steps to Sonkyo, and you had to take 5 because you did your bow. See how you stepped in here and did the day? You're far too far away from the Kaishu-sen, from the line here, all right? So you see when you stepped in here, you can take more than 1 step in. Walk in further so that you can make this distance in 3 steps, all right? This is the same for Shiai as well, all right? You don't have to just take 1 step in. Just walk all the way in to about here, because it's quite far away. Walk all the way into about here, and then do your bow around here so that you can easily make this in 3 steps, okay? 3, 4, 5, see, because now it's all sort of out of sync. Okay, good. So first thing I'm going to say is for your Sonkyo, I want you to push your shoulders back a little bit more and try and get your head over your hips. Your head's a little bit forward, all right? And then your Sonkyo is going to look a lot more dignified overall, okay? Small, tiny point, but it'll make a big difference. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so there's two things I'm seeing at the minute. First off, this first strike. First thing I'm going to say, actually, just before I get into your Kendo, right? I'm picking on small stuff here because we're talking 4th dan, 5th dan level now, all right? So it's important that things are right, okay? Now, what's really important is once we start getting into this level, all right? Now, I don't like to, you know, like over-emphasize the sort of gravitas, shall we say, of these sort of mid-dan ranks. But once you're sort of 4th dan, 5th dan, you are now an example to others, okay? So it means somebody starts Kendo, they should be able to look at you, because up to 3rd dan is basically the mastery of the basics, right? And then 4th dan means you're now starting to actually demonstrate that you understand the finer points of Kendo. So once you're sort of 4th dan and up, someone who's just started Kendo should be able to look at you as an example to follow, all right? Now, one of those things is, as I said, about the Sonkyo, and also about the way that you wear all your equipment. Now, the way you're tying your men here, it's too low. The knot is far too low, okay? That knot needs to be higher. It should be at the level of your eyes, all right? And what happened here is you tied it too low, so your mendar are like flat against your head, and then it kind of curls this way, all right? It's not quite the right way to wear it, all right? So it might feel a little bit sort of below your level, but I recommend you go back and watch the video I've done about how to wear your bugs. I've done quite a... I made quite a specific point about making sure it's shaped right. It makes a massive difference, and it gets more and more important as you start to go up these dan ranks, all right? So especially 4th dan upwards, you really need to make sure that you've got it on right, okay? So that's the first thing I'm going to say. So second thing I'm going to say is this kote strike, okay? I guess you were anticipating them to hit men, so you went for the kote strike, all right? Now, I think two things. I want you to work on pushing from your left leg properly so that you are getting a better fumikomi, because here your right foot is well out of sync with your hands. You can see how your right foot's planted and you're still sort of mid upswing. So there's a disjointedness in your kikentai no ichi here, all right? Second, after hitting, all right, and it's a good chance to hit, after hitting kote, we never bring our hands over our head, okay? Kote is palm kote, right? Palm kote is hands stay in front, okay? Not kote this way, okay? What's happening there, you see, is then because you're hitting this way, there's unnecessary tension in your hands and arms, which is leading to this kind of awkwardness when you collide with your opponent. Okay. So I want to look at the mechanics of this, all right? You can see how you've attacked here with no fumikomi at all, okay? No fumikomi at all, all right? This can't happen, okay? This can't happen, all right? You have to push from your left leg. You have to make strikes with kikentai no ichi, okay? So good kote strike there, good kote strike. Good semi. Yeah, excellent in that regard. Very, very, very good. I want you to improve the technical aspect, all right? I want you to improve the technical aspect because your fumikomi is not happening together with your strike, okay? And then afterwards, our hands are going over our head, okay? Which is not correct, okay? Okay, nice kote strike from your partner there. It's not a problem. In the grading, it's all right if you receive the strike. Okay, so you see how there's this kind of tension after hitting that's leading to this kind of awkward collision. Yeah. Yeah, there's too much tension going on here. That's why it's all sort of janky and awkward after hitting. You end up in these sort of, you have these awkward collisions with your partners and get tangled up and stuff like that. So it needs to be a lot more relaxed overall, okay? You nudged his men out of position there. Okay, so this is a good strike from your partner. So this you're struck here because can you see how you're swinging the Shiai in a massive arc here? It's really big like this, and then again you're not leaping with your left foot. There's no fumikiri, all right. So you're not pushing from your left leg. So there's no, the kenta no ichi is out of synchronization, all right. Yeah. So again, we're seeing a recurring theme here with the hands coming over the head after hitting kote. Okay, so we need to get away from that as well. I'd really encourage you to do a bit more mitori geiko. Okay, mitori geiko, watching other kendoka, maybe like the higher level Japanese players. You can watch the grade-ins on YouTube, or you can watch the Shiai. It's the same quality. All right, and look at how their waza is shaped. Okay. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, that's the first one. Let's have a look at the second one. So again, we're on the right side. I think you're a bit too far from this line. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, you have to really stretch yourself to get to that third step. All right. So just adjust that starting position. Okay, let's see you went for the put there again. And again, you get that kind of awkward entanglement, you see, because you're just too tense. All right. It was good. It was a good strike. It was a good strike. It was a good strike. I think you hit it well, but again, you're gonna struggle in terms of having this considered valid strike, yuko datatu, because the body is not in synchronization with the shinai, okay? With the strike. I think you're always putting pressure on, you're always applying semi, this is good. But I think we really got to look at these technical issues, to be honest. If you were successful in this exam, you're going to definitely need to fix this to get through 5th Dan, I think. And if you're unsuccessful in this exam, I think this is probably a reason why. Okay. See again, see how it gets all tangled up, yeah, after hitting. This sort of thing's not a problem, all right? This sort of thing's not a problem. I sometimes hear people kind of bemoan this sort of thing when they do grading and whether they're successful or not, and say, "Oh, I wasn't happy this happened." You see, where like you made a bit of a misjudgment, you had to defend yourself. That's fine. You don't just stand there and let them hit you. That's not a problem. You kept your cool. You didn't do anything crazy. This isn't a problem. Semi is good. Proactive hunger to strike is very, very good. Yeah, nice strike here. But can you see this? Can you see? Right, this follow-up strike here. See how your foot is planted on the ground here and you're still on the upswing. All right, you're still on the upswing. All right, so in no way at all can this be considered kentai no ichi. Okay, so this is now the kind of top priority for you to to work on. All right, I really think you need to get this sorted. All right, because it's going to hinder you. All right, going further. I know I'm hammering on about that quite a lot, and probably it seems a little bit harsh, but I really want the best for you. I really want you to improve as much as you can, and this is stopping you doing that. You really have to get on top of that. Okay. And there we go. All right. And then also here's the thing you have to look out for. You see your kote himo there are dangling down. You need to make sure they're tied up properly and tucked inside the kote. Okay. Look, I don't know if you were successful or not in the grading. I don't want to sound super harsh, you know what I mean? I don't, but I can't tell obviously from the contents of it either. I think you made a couple of good strikes, but I think there's serious issues with your technical application of Kentai no Ichi, and I really want you to fix that. All right, so you're definitely going to need to fix that if you whatever the case, to be honest, if you're having to try this again, or if you're going for Godan next, you know, this kind of strike, this kind of strike here, it's not valid. Here, where the hands and feet are just completely separately, independently operating. Okay, you have to launch from your left foot as you leap out to strike. Okay, and the fumigomi happens roughly the same time as the strike. If you watch it in slow motion, actually the shinai connects slightly before the foot connects with the floor. But you know, it happens at roughly the same time. I'm just out of focus there, aren't I? Where's the? There we go. There we go. I'm back. Right. So okay. It's really important that we get that sorted. All right. Because yeah, you know, you're gonna get stuck. You're gonna stagnate there. All right. That's a really important thing. If we can work on that, I'm sure you're going to do absolutely fine, all right? Because you've got a good semi, you've got a good proactive hunt for ippon, which is fantastic. We just really need to tweak and make sure that the technical side of it is spot on. Okay, so well done. Thank you very much for sending that in. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, next one. This one says, hello, Fish Sensei. It's taken me a while to get this to you, but here are my matches from a team Taikai back in May. At the time, I was about to test for IQ, and since then, I passed my Shodan just recently. Great, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. It's a round robin, and there's 4 short videos for you. I hope you can review them all. I was playing a Senpo, which is Shodan and below. We didn't make it to the finals, but it was a good learning event for both Kendoka and Nue Shimpan. I feel like I needed redemption after my loss last time. So this is actually a follow-up, all right? It's a follow-up. I think we looked at one of your videos. It says in episode 50. And it's great as well because we've personally practiced Kendo together. You came to the seminar that I ran in Buena Vista in Colorado last year. So it's great to see you. It's great to see your progress. I'm really looking forward to looking at this video. All I'm going to say is I'm probably not going to look at all 4 of these videos just for time constraints. Because believe it or not, even short videos with all the feedback and stuff, it starts to really expand into a long video. But we'll pick 2 of them out, and we'll have a look at 2. All right. So let's start with the first one. Okay, this is your second match. Good. Okay. So it says from the Tyler's video, this is from a Densei Taikai. I love this kind of idea. It's very popular in Japan, and it's where all the teams come and lots of the teams have lots of matches together, like in a round robin style. It's a great way for lots of teams to get lots of Shiai rather than just a straight knockout tournament. So that's good. Okay, good. So as I just said in the previous video about the 4th Dan test, right? I think you did a great job with this kote attack. A little bit late off the bat. All right? So what's happening here is your kote strike is completely in response to your partner's men strike. You see how your partner steps in, starts to strike men, and then you decide to hit kote, all right? So it's a little bit late. If you'd been if you'd been a little bit more proactive, if you had that plan to hit Kote and you'd stepped in first, they'd probably have jumped at men. And as you'd stepped in, because you already had the plan, you'd have been that split second faster with that Kote, right, and probably hit the target. But because you were reacting, you've missed, okay, which is fine, which is, you know, it's fine. And then, as I said in the last one, after hitting Kote, we don't want to go up this way, okay? Kote is this way, pam, this way, pam, not back, but sideways, not upwards like this, all right? Otherwise, you end up in this kind of awkward tangle, all right? That means you can't make a, if you go this way like that, it's you've got to come all the way back down again to make a follow-up strike, whereas it's bam, bam, you can make a second follow-up strike very easily. Okay, I think you were going to go for Kaishido there and then changed it halfway through. I like the way you did that. It was good. Good try. I gotta say, this is a big improvement from the last time you sent a video. All right, super good. You're doing great. Really, really good, and a big improvement since I saw you last year. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This is good, but you lacked a bit of commitment to the strike. You lacked a bit of commitment to the strike, which is why you kind of hit and then sort of stop and then tried to pick up the momentum, which made it harder for you to make that follow-up strike, which you make, but because you kind of had to hit and then add momentum, your sort of footwork is a bit out of sync, and that's why you could only hit with your hands. Whereas if your footwork was a little bit sharper, you'd hit with a little bit more commitment. Bam, cut there. Footwork sharp like this. When you turn around to make that second strike, you'd have been in a position to do Fumikomi as well, and you'd have probably got Ippon, all right? Because that's a great chance to strike. I had a feeling you were going to go for the Kaishido there. Okay, good. That was a good degote. Yeah, good, perfect timing, excellent. Again, I want you to move away from bringing your hands over your head after hitting kote, all right? After hitting kote. It's fine after men, but not after hitting kote, all right? Otherwise, you end up in this sort of weird, did he just hit men? Did he just hit kote? Sort of situation, all right? It's a good strike. Oh, that was good. That was good. That was good. Yeah, it didn't quite. You sort of grazed off the side, but listen, that's a great chance for the Debana men. Now, yeah, look, I'm happy with that. I think that was a good strike, a really good strike. Let's watch it again at full speed. Yeah, excellent. Very good. Very good. A little bit cleaner hit, you'd have definitely got more flags for that. But can you see how there's a little bit of this tendency, see after hitting kote again, you kind of hit and then bounce upwards like this, and then it results in this kind of awkwardness and you're easy to get put off balance, all right? So I want you to think about your sort of, your balance when you're striking. When you hit kote, for example, bam, this way, keep your balance flat, as it were, not bouncing upwards, so that you're in a more stable position to follow it up, okay? Good. Good. I think this is a good chance for Kaishido as well. A little bit sort of late on the sort of Kaisi, which is why it kind of like was, what can I say, like he figured it out and was able to try and block it. But it was good. It was a good try. Oh, that was good as well. That was good as well. So I want, again, it's same with this men strike. I want you to try and stop men this way and kind of upwards like this, all right? Because it kind of puts you off balance and it makes your strikes sort of appear to have a little bit less impact, all right? This is a massive improvement on before, all right? Massive improvement on before. I did mention a little bit that your hips are turned out a little bit, right? And I think it's got a little bit better, but there's still an issue, all right? Your left foot, can you see when we get this camera angle? Can you see how your left heel is turned inwards? The left heel's turned inwards like that when it wants to be straight, all right? And with your left heel turn like that, your hips are going to turn like that as well, all right? So you're gonna struggle to deliver powerful strikes. Good try for that kote men. Now, if that had been a bit sharper, pam pam that way, you'd have probably again made a good strike there. I thought that was a good. I thought they were coming for men as well. So I think that was a good read for the degote. It's not the, you know, didn't manage to make it accurate. I think this was a dangerous moment. Whoops, I'm typing stuff in the thing when I don't mean to. Yeah, so it was a dangerous moment, but the strike just wasn't accurate from your partner, okay? So I'd say that's kind of lucky that he missed. Because this is similar to your previous men in that he took the sort of initiative and struck. So that was a bit of a dangerous point. Okay, so again, right, so this is a good chance at the kote, but the afterwards part where you kind of come up was like this, spoils it, all right? It spoils it, all right? It doesn't look like the kote one. So that's why you're struggling to get the others to put the flags up for you, okay? Okay. Okay, well done. Right, okay, let's look at one more. Let's look at one more on the same Shiai. Okay, he came at you quite off the bat, didn't he? Okay, yeah, so I definitely want to, I want to try and get us moving away from this sort of hitting and our sort of body weight, or it's not body weight, our momentum, I guess, going upwards, bam, this way, but bam, if it's kote, if it's men this way, not men this way, all right? What you're doing is you're losing impact from your strikes from it, and you're putting yourself off balance, so I think this is a dangerous point for you here, all right? I think, yeah, this is very nearly men, right? Okay, so I think, yeah, so, yeah, I mean, what's happening here is the pair of you are just kind of just going at men strikes at each other, and then at some point, one of you's gonna get lucky, right? Okay, so it seemed to me that, right, this player is a lot more aggressive than the previous one, right? The previous player was had a much sort of calmer fighting style, and this player is much more proactive. And you seem to be you seem to have your hands full a bit more with this one. It seems to be a bit more of a struggle for you. And what's happening is you're falling into matching their pace and rhythm, rather than doing your own Kendo. All right, it's very easy to do. It happens at all levels. All right, but what you want to try and do is you want to try and remain sort of relaxed and try to focus on. It's easy to misinterpret this, but when I say doing your own Kendo, you have to do your own pace, your own style of Kendo, but it doesn't mean just do everything with no regard whatsoever for the other person either. It's a bit of a paradox in that regard, but you don't want to just fall into their rhythm and just do the same as what they're doing. You see how that's what's happening here? Yeah. So what's happening is you're throwing out a load of attacks that you don't really want to throw out. Yeah. You're throwing attacks here because you feel compelled to, because they're coming at you so aggressively. So you're on the you're at a disadvantage because you're not attacking with attacks you want to make. Do you know what I'm saying? It's difficult, right? I understand it's difficult. You know, the thing is it is difficult because, you know, obviously the way I would fight this match is totally different to how somebody that's like IQ Shodan level should fight this match as well. All right. So it's all right me saying that, but I understand it's not so easy in this environment, in this situation. I get that. But at the same time, I do think you have to kind of, when you find yourself in this kind of match where you feel like you're being dragged into their rhythm, you have to try to just calm it a bit and make sure and sort of separate yourself from it a little bit. You're allowed to defend yourself in the Shiai. You're allowed to defend yourself. So I'm not saying you just let them hit, but just because they're hitting doesn't mean you have to hit, right? This is a good chance that they're Kaishido. Oh, that was almost, you see. So this degote is brilliant in terms of timing. I think you even hit the target, right? Okay. But because we have this kind of going upwards this way, hands come over the head, you sort of run forward, it gets lost in everything. It doesn't look like a kote strike. Yeah, it just gets lost in it all. So it's very hard for the Shimpan to pinpoint it in the match and say, oh, there was a point. I like that you're using a lot of types of waza. You're using a good variety of waza. It's very, very good. As I say, I think the progress you're making is excellent. Really, really good. Really, a big improvement. Okay, there's that kote again. But you see again how it's a little bit... Because we end up with this kind of thing, it all gets a little bit lost. Do you know what I mean? It gets lost in the sort of... in the action, you know what I mean? It doesn't stand out. So I think that's something that we definitely want to fix, right? I think I've hammered on that enough. Oh, almost. I think this man, right? I think this man again. And this man, you see how we go upwards like this, yeah? If it wasn't for that, it'd probably have been a lot more convincing. Oh, good. Yeah, that was a good door. I saw that and I was like, oh, I hope they lift for that, and they did. So that was great. That's good, because we talked about your Nuki-Do in the last video, didn't we? And 6 months ago, whatever it was, in episode 50. This is a brilliant Nuki-Do. Well done. Well done. Well done. You took the advice I said, and you've applied it perfectly. All right. I think last time you tried to do it and you got hit on the men, right? Because you made this big swing with the Shiai when you tried to do it. But this is much more compact. Much more compact. Much more. See that? Look at that. They're so different. Last time you lifted it right up like this, and then you got hit on the men whilst you were swinging it down. Whereas this time you're bam that way. Brilliant. What a brilliant ippon. Well done. Well done. I'm absolutely delighted to see that. That's wonderful. Oh, great. Yeah, that is a textbook Nuki-Do ippon. Well done. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay, so look, wow, you're doing great. Okay, now I want you to fix this upward momentum after hitting. All right, that's the next challenge. Okay, so whether it's kote or men, not this way, but kote, man, like that. You see, when you did that Nuki-Do, you didn't sort of, you know, where was it? Here. Do this way, bam, that way. That's right. That's right. You didn't go do like that, and your momentum was forward. This has to be the same for your kote and your men. All right. We fixed that, and I think you're gonna make another massive jump up. You're well on your way to Nidan. No worries at all. No worries at all. So that's fantastic. Thank you very much for submitting. So there we are. They're the two that I'm doing today. I've still got some more that will be coming next week. If anyone else would like to submit some, as I said earlier in the video, pop them on YouTube for me. Put them either as unlisted or as public, but do not put them as private. Send them to me by email, mail@KendoStar.com. Thank you everyone who sent them in today. Thank you for joining me. Shop at KendoStar, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.